Ladies and gentlemen, I want to start by asking you a question. How many of you have ever found yourself staring at the calendar, wondering where the time went? You look back at the year and it feels like it just slipped through your fingers. You think, man, what did I actually do with all that time? Time is the most precious resource you have. And once it's gone, there's no way to get it back. We often hear people say time flies, and it's true. In the blink of an eye, days turn into months, and months turn into years. You might think that you have all the time in the world to do what you want, to chase your dreams, or to fix things that are broken in your life. But I'm here to tell you that time doesn't wait for anyone. It doesn't stop because you're busy or because you're not ready yet. Time keeps moving forward whether you're on board or not. That's why you need to take action now, not tomorrow or next year. Time doesn't care about your plans. It doesn't care if you think you have more time. If you waste time today, it's gone forever. Every second you spend procrastinating or doubting yourself is a second you'll never get back. And when you realize that, it can be a wake-up call. You'll look back and wonder why you didn't take that step, why you didn't make that change sooner. It's easy to convince yourself that you have more time, that there will always be another opportunity down the road. But those opportunities are fleeting, just like the hours, days, and years. What seems like an endless stretch of time today can become a regret tomorrow. Think about all the things you've told yourself you'd do someday. How many of those things are still left on your list? How many opportunities have passed you by because you didn't act in the moment? You may have had every intention to take action, but intention alone doesn't make things happen. You need to start moving, to take that first step, because time is unforgiving. The longer you wait, the further you fall behind. When you're young, it's easy to feel like you have all the time in the world. But as you grow older, you begin to see how quickly the years slip away. You look back and realize that the moments you thought were endless were actually limited. And that's when you realize the value of time. It's not until it starts running out that you fully understand just how precious it is. You can't go back in time. You can't rewind and change things you didn't do. All you can do is take control of the time you have left and make it count. Each day is a new chance to make progress, to chase what you've been putting off, to get closer to the person you want to become. Time is always moving forward, and so should you. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. This is a trap that many people fall into. They convince themselves that they'll take action once everything aligns perfectly, once they have the right resources, the right amount of knowledge, or when they feel ready. But let me tell you, that perfect moment will never come. Life doesn't work that way. Waiting for everything to be just right is simply a form of procrastination. The conditions will never be flawless, and if you wait for everything to fall into place, you'll find yourself stuck in the same place year after year. There's always a reason not to start, whether it's fear, doubt, or a lack of confidence. And while those things are completely natural, they'll keep you trapped if you let them. No one is ever truly ready when they first start something. The most successful people didn't wait for all the stars to align before they moved forward. They took action in the face of uncertainty. They made a decision even when they weren't sure of the outcome, and they committed to doing the work. They understood that they could learn as they went along. The key was simply to begin. If you wait for perfection, you're going to miss out on so much. Perfection doesn't exist, and the fear of failing or making mistakes will only paralyze you. You'll look back and wonder where all that time went and why you didn't take that first step. You may find yourself 10 years down the road, still waiting for the right time to pursue your dream, while everyone else has moved on and is living the life you once envisioned for yourself. The real power is in making the decision to start, even when you don't have all the answers. When you take that first step, even if it's small, you're building momentum. You learn along the way. You adapt, grow, and improve as you go. Waiting for the perfect moment is an illusion. There's no magical time when everything will be perfect for you to launch your dream or make a major life change. The best time is now, because now is the only time you have. So don't waste your energy waiting. Don't let fear of imperfection or uncertainty hold you back. Start where you are, use what you have, and figure it out as you go. Every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. The key is in the action, not in the waiting. By taking action, you put yourself in a position to succeed, and with time, the pieces will start to fall into place. Taking action immediately is one of the most powerful things you can do for your life. So many people talk about their dreams, their goals, and the things they want to achieve, but few actually take that first step. Why? Because of fear, doubt, or the simple habit of procrastination. They keep putting it off, waiting for the perfect conditions to arise or for the right time to come. But here's the truth. There's never a perfect time. There will always be obstacles, challenges, and reasons to wait. But if you want to change your life, if you want to see progress, you've got to act now. Waiting only wastes precious time that you can never get back. The hardest part of any journey is starting, but once you take that first step, everything starts to shift. You'll learn things you didn't know, you'll face challenges you never expected, but you'll also grow in ways that you can't predict. Waiting for things to fall into place before you take action is an illusion. Life doesn't hand you the perfect circumstances, you have to create them yourself. And that starts with making the decision to act, regardless of whether you feel ready or not. There's a saying that goes, don't wait for the right opportunity, create it. That's exactly what taking immediate action does. It creates opportunities. When you start working towards your goals today, you begin to unlock possibilities that wouldn't have existed if you had waited. You build momentum, and momentum is a powerful force. It's like pushing a car uphill. At first, it's difficult, but once you get it moving, it starts rolling on its own. The same goes for your goals. The hardest part is the beginning, but once you start, everything becomes easier as you continue to move forward. Procrastination is often rooted in fear. Fear of failure, fear of making mistakes, or fear of the unknown. But here's something important to remember. Failure isn't the end of the road. It's part of the process. Every successful person you admire has faced failure, but they didn't let it stop them. They took action despite their fears, learned from their mistakes, and kept moving forward. So why should you wait? The only way to make progress is by acting. Action is the antidote to fear and doubt. When you take action, you shift from thinking about your dreams to actually working toward them. You don't need to have it all figured out to get started. You don't need to know every step of the process. What you need is the courage to begin and the determination to keep going. The longer you wait, the more you delay your progress. Time keeps ticking, and while you're waiting, the world keeps moving. Failure is not something to fear, but rather something to embrace as part of the journey toward success. So many people hold back from pursuing their dreams because they're afraid of failing, afraid of not getting it right, or afraid of being judged for their mistakes. But here's the reality. Failure is inevitable. It's a part of life, and it's a necessary part of growth. You cannot achieve anything significant without experiencing failure along the way. The key is not to let failure define you, but to use it as a stepping stone to get better. Every successful person you look up to, whether they're an entrepreneur, an artist, a scientist, or a leader, has failed countless times. The difference between them and someone who never achieves their dreams is that they didn't let failure stop them. Instead of giving up when they stumble, they saw each failure as an opportunity to learn, adapt, and improve. They understood that failure doesn't mean the end, it means you're one step closer to success. And when you fail, you learn what doesn't work, and that brings you closer to figuring out what does work. One of the biggest mistakes people make is letting their fear of failure paralyze them. They get so caught up in the idea of perfection that they refuse to take any action at all. But here's the truth. Nothing is perfect. No one starts off being an expert, and no one gets everything right on the first try. Perfection is an illusion. What's real is progress. And progress only comes through taking risks, making mistakes, and learning from them. Every failure teaches you something valuable. It teaches you resilience, patience, and perseverance. It teaches you how to handle adversity and how to keep moving forward, even when things don't go as planned. If you're not failing, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. You're playing it too safe. Success isn't about never falling. It's about getting up every time you do. The fear of failure will always be there to some degree, but you can't let it control you. Use that fear as fuel to take action, to try again, and to keep striving for more. The moment you decide that failure isn't something to be afraid of, but something to be learned from, is the moment you unlock your true potential. The path to success is never a straight line. It's full of twists, turns, setbacks, and yes, failures. But each failure moves you forward in ways that success alone never could. Leaving your comfort zone is one of the most challenging yet rewarding things you can do for your personal growth. Most people tend to stay within the confines of what's familiar, where they feel safe and secure. But comfort is the enemy of progress. It's easy to get stuck in routines that feel safe, to stay in jobs or situations that no longer serve you because they're comfortable. However, when you choose to stay in a place where you feel secure, you're also choosing to limit yourself. Growth happens when you step outside that zone of familiarity, when you push past the fear and discomfort, and when you take the leap into something unknown. Comfort can be a trap. It keeps you stagnant, not because you lack potential, but because you're unwilling to take the risks necessary to unlock that potential. Staying in your comfort zone may feel like you're being productive or playing it safe, but in reality, you're not growing. Growth requires discomfort. It requires you to challenge yourself, to face fears head on, and to try things that make you nervous or anxious. If you're always in a place where everything feels easy and predictable, you're never going to experience the breakthroughs that come with pushing yourself beyond your limits. The moment you decide to leave your comfort zone is the moment you decide to step into your greatness. Whether it's taking a new job, starting a business, or simply speaking up for yourself in a situation where you've always stayed silent, every time you push yourself past your comfort zone, you expand your capabilities. You learn more about yourself, you discover strengths you didn't know you had, and you build the confidence that comes from overcoming obstacles. It's important to remember that discomfort is a sign of growth, but when you're nervous or uncertain about something, it means you're on the verge of something new and significant. It's not a sign that you should back off. It's a sign that you're on the right path. The people who achieve greatness are those who embrace discomfort, who take risks and push through fear. The road to success is never easy, and the moment you step out of your comfort zone is when you begin to unlock the doors to the life you've always wanted. Staying in a comfortable place can also mean avoiding necessary challenges. If you never face anything difficult, you'll never know just how strong you really are. You'll never learn how to solve problems, adapt to changes, or deal with failure. But by embracing the discomfort that comes with stepping out of your comfort zone, you prepare yourself for the challenges life will throw at you. You become stronger, more resilient, and more equipped to handle whatever comes next. Your dreams won't happen without effort, and that's something you need to understand right now. It's easy to think that things will fall into place if you just wait long enough, or that one day, somehow, things will magically work out. But that's not how it works. Dreams require work, dedication, and consistency. The truth is, if you want something, you have to show up for it. You have to put in the hours, the effort, and the energy to make it happen. If you're not willing to do the work, you won't see the results you want. Success doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It's not a random occurrence. Every successful person you look up to, whether they are an entrepreneur, a writer, a musician, or an athlete, has put in countless hours of hard work behind the scenes. They didn't sit around waiting for the right opportunity to knock. They went out and created those opportunities by committing themselves to their goals, by putting in the effort every single day, and by refusing to quit when things got tough. Success comes from the grind, the little things you do every day that build up over time. Many people make the mistake of thinking that their dreams will be handed to them. They wait for the right conditions, or the perfect moment to act. But by the time that moment comes, it's often too late. The only way to make your dreams a reality is by taking consistent action, even when it feels hard, even when you don't see immediate results. The work you put in today is what sets you up for success tomorrow. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see instant results. But what you need to realize is that all the small steps, the daily grind, and the consistent effort add up over time. Success is the sum of all those moments when you could have quit but chose not to. It's about showing up every day, even when you're tired, even when you're unsure of the outcome, and continuing to put in the work. This is where most people fall short. They want the results without putting in the effort. They want to skip the hard work and jump to the rewards. But that's not how it works. If you want your dreams to become reality, you have to put in the work. The effort you put in now will pay off later. Every effort, no matter how small, brings you one step closer to where you want to be. So stop waiting for the right time, the right opportunity, or the right circumstances. The right time is now, and the effort you make today is what will shape your future. Your dreams won't work unless you do,